Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Enter the Gungeon. There's no other way to say it. Last episode, we were down in the dumps in a Gungeon context. This episode, we're gonna get down to brass tacks. We're gonna enjoy a nice little Paradox punch-out run. We're still looking for that rat transformation. Start with the steady revolver. What the heck is this even called? Rusty side and the AK-47. Oh my word. I'm trying to think, what the Isaac and Slay the Spire parallel to that is. Let's just put it this way. It's real good. I would say, in Isaac, starting with the AK-47, it's tough to say. I might describe it, it's like starting with the goat head, but better. It gives you access to a bunch of items for... it's just insanely good. You probably don't need me to go down the list of reasons why, but these are long videos, so we might as well. First off, it's a gun, so it, does damage. Could stand in as an early boss killer for us if we decide to try to gun force. Secondly, obviously we get all chests for free. What does getting all chests for free mean? Well, it means we get a lot of items. Probably more items than we would normally get on a run, because a lot of our other items would be junk. Well, we'd turn them into junk, I should say, because we wouldn't have key access. What else does that mean? It means if we find a key shop, any key that we ambiently find in the environment can be put towards picking up something that could maybe give us a broken synergy from the key merchant. What else does it mean? Well, it means that we're saving so much more money because we're not spending, 25 to 80 25 to 80 casings per floor just to pick up whatever items the game feels like it's worth giving us. We actually had, and I'm definitely not at the point in Gungeon that I'm at in Isaac where I apologize for taking good items, but it does feel a little, it's unfortunate that we also had the AK-47 recently. But I feel like nobody is like, oh, I hate seeing the AK-47. You know what I hate about Gungeon? Is when you get too many items and the runs get too fun. It makes the run strong, but it doesn't make it strong in such a way that it's like unengaging. It's not like we left click and win. It's more like we just have more tools in our toolbox than we normally do. So we're more adept at doing whatever job needs to be done. Not the boss. Obviously, the first floor here, not complaining. I do need to go to the Oubliette, or at least I want to see the Oubliette setup. So we might still need 2 keys to get there. Because I'm not sure if we can open hatches on the ground with the AK-47. In fact, I would say that I don't think we can. Okay, we're not gonna gun force, necessarily. It's an HP synthesizer, I assume. Play well, get hearts. Well, if we're gonna open that... Well, you know what? With the blue chest, then it has a gun, I think I might prefer... Lucky us. I think I might prefer to try to gun force in this situation, and I don't mind at all using AK-47 for the boss. I don't actually know its damage potential, but that's not because its damage is necessarily bad. I think it's that its non-damage usefulness is so freaking high that you don't get too many opportunities to talk about it. Yo, thank you. From the context of really anything else. Nothing else here interests me too much. We might buy keys to go to the Oubliette. I do want to try this out. I was looking for a gun worth using on the boss, but I don't think... You see that? I don't think anything there really struck my fancy that much. Laser rifle is fine, but, we've already got a 500 ammo gun here. Okay, that was my bad. Wasn't paying close enough attention. Smart. Wise. Please. This has got to be the worst floor layout to fight this guy. even then, it's going pretty well. Shouldn't count our chickens before they hatch, but we should be pretty used to dealing with Gull's revenge. Oh, we've broken him. I don't know what happened to him there. I think he got maybe stuck over the terrain a little bit. Oh my god, we got a golden casing. Obviously, the Master Round Techno Bobbler, whatever the heck it's called, is pretty good. Dude, honestly, Shade's Revolver is very good as well. We do have 2 blanks remaining. Always peep there. I think we'll peep here as well. But we're certainly going down to the Oubliette. I don't think there's anything else worth buying. We already have 2 keys / unlimited keys. Just take me down, dude. I'm good to go. So far, you can't ask for anything better. You know, it's almost like it actually warrants like a Slay the Spire comparison. It's like starting a run in Slay the Spire, and look at that. There's 185 keys for us. It's like starting a run in Slay the Spire, and you're like, okay, you know, put a curse in my deck to get a random relic, and then the relic is just like, you know, Sneck OI or something like that. I'll go to bed. You know, I don't want to talk about Slay the Spire too much necessarily. Just, not because I got any hard feelings, just because this is like, you know, it's a different series. You might not watch Slay the Spire. If you watch Slay the Spire, you should really watch like the last 3 weeks. Well, let's not say 3 weeks. Let's say 2 weeks worth of episodes. I'm not gonna bury the lead too much, but you know, those episodes are a high point for a series where even, you know, possibly a week ago, as recently as a week or so ago, I was like, man, I don't know if we're ever gonna beat this freaking game. The system has changed a little bit now. The outlook is looking a little bit more positive. I think you should always fire 2 shots at the walls when you get a chance. I think that our boss killer, I mean, the AK-47, I mean, it seems like an absolutely acceptable boss killer. I hate it. Yeah, I hate it like a lot, so I'm just gonna dump it. And I know it seems ungrateful. I guess on a literal level it is like extremely ungrateful. But I think that it's actually worse than a dodge roll. And I could be wrong, but that's, you know, little idiosyncrasies. They change the way everybody plays the game, you know? Not everybody plays it the same way. Although I think probably just about everybody doesn't really like the red scarf, but I could be wrong. Here's my philosophy on it. It might get a little bit up my own butt without necessarily being valid, but I don't need to be able to dodge to a specific place very often. Just dodging to any position that is not the position where I'm currently in when I initiate the dodge, because that's where the bullet is good enough. So I don't want to take anything that can mess with us for no real reason. Snowballer is also, I mean, I don't think it's great, but I think it's fine. For a brown chest gun, at least it has a use. You know, the status effect aspect of it is relatively good, but I'm getting a little bit too, like, needlessly, maybe it's not needless, there is entertainment involved, but it's more analytical than is necessary to get to the dub here. It's a good way to describe it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. I'll take ammo for this. We don't need AK-47 ammo constantly. What I was going to say is, I think the Techno Bobbler will probably be our, the fat line, I should say. Maybe we'll start calling things by their real names. I think that'll probably be my go-to boss killer for the time being. We still, the one thing, and we got a long time to make it happen, so I'm not, like, even close to sore about it, but a very, very good boss killer is a huge asset to have for the rat fight. Right now, we're probably ill-equipped for the rat fight, but, you know, we got, like, 3 floors to go before we have to fight the rat, and we've only done a floor, so The outlook is still very, very obviously optimistic. I don't say that because of the fact that, like, I say it because it might sound like I'm complaining. All I'm saying is, like, here's how we could improve upon this run. That is already definitely very, very good. We've gotten both chests on this floor already. We've been to the shop, haven't we? We went to the shop early. So from the shop, we could, well, I mean, it's dumb. I was gonna say we could buy keys, but we really literally need them for, like, basically nothing. At this point, we need one more key for the remainder of the whole game. And that's to get into the rat floor. Ah, reload, of course. I've heard of it. Hey, easy there, big fella. There we go. I don't even know how many shots are in the clip here. It's like 100 shots in the clip. Seems like it. It's not bad. I mean, that's way better than not bad. Sorry, I kind of buried the lead on that one. I keep saying buried the lead. I know that it's an actual phrase in journalism where it's the cardinal sin, where you know, the real hook of a story, you put it so deep into the story that people would be uninterested just by reading the headline. You know, maybe your headline is like, you know, vehicular accident on the 401, and the real, like, lead of the headline is like, you know, the Prime Minister was in the car or something like that. I just use it as a nonsense phrase. Pretty much exclusively. I don't think Ring of Miserly Protection is any good in this situation. Late in the game, sure, but for right now, no. Why didn't I take the crest? Extremely good question. You know, because I'm dumb. I got excited about leaving the floor. I'm a human being. I made a mistake. It happens. It's not the focus of this run regardless, but still, yeah, I should have. It's extra armor, you know? Now why, no, did we get armor from the boss? Maybe we got armor from the boss. I was wondering if maybe Health Synthesizer had come through for us, but, I mean, trust me, I'm not complaining. But I'm like, Health Synthesizer has been a pretty useless gold item, just because our run has already started so good we haven't taken very much damage at all. Anyway, today's Friday. It's a good day. It's been an eventful week on the YouTube front, no doubt about that, but we're back to normalcy. Feels good. I don't have too much going on. My parents are coming down. They'll be here tomorrow. It's crazy. I try to explain this because anytime, you know, we got back from Japan like 3 weeks ago now. I try to explain this to people. People are like, that's really far away. Wow, that's a long flight. Like, what do you do? How do you deal with that? When my parents come to Vancouver, or, you know, we go there, it's longer to get there, and it's in the same freaking country, than it is to fly to Japan. I know that you're going to be like, that can't be right. Well, okay, to be fair, I'm very slightly, not exaggerating, but I'm perhaps, I'm not comparing apples to apples. To get from where we live to where my parents live, it's a 5-hour flight, followed by, I don't know, like an hour-long flight, 45 minutes. To get to Japan is like an 8 to 9 hour flight. Hold on, I think I don't know, you don't get a whole lot of ammo out of Smiley's revolver. I think I'd rather take it for Fat Line and just roll Snowballer here. Sorry, I started to do math on stream while playing, and I got a little confused. That's fine. Shot Grub is still pretty good, I think. Give me Snowballer temporarily. So, like, really, the flying time is like 2.5 hours off. But you have to change airplanes because you got to make a connection. I don't know what that's worth to you, but, you know, I would rather take one... I mean, this is why direct flights are more expensive, but, you know, you can't get them in this case. I would rather take one long flight than 2 short flights most of the time. I don't mind the airport experience, but, like, if I can just sit on a plane and watch a movie, I prefer that to sitting in a chair being like, what are my food options around here? Oh, I could get a family-sized bag of Ruffles potato chips for $11 at that convenience store. That's my 2 cents, okay? But basically the way it works, when you factor in time zones, my parents will, they'll wake up at like 3 a.m. to be at the airport early enough to take a 5 a.m. flight, because there's only like, you know, 3 flights a day that actually do this. They want to get here at a reasonable time. They'll land in, they'll land in Trana, wait for like an hour and a half at the airport, then board a 5-hour flight. They'll arrive here at like, you know, 2 or 3 p.m. Vancouver time at that point. They woke up at 3 a.m. to get here by 3 p.m., which is actually 6 p.m. their time. Maybe I got the numbers slightly off, but that's what I'm saying, dude. A long flight doesn't bother me. It's a long travel is the annoying part. The actual sitting in the chair in the sky, not that bothersome anymore. Sitting in a chair in the airport, oh, that's absolutely get me out of there. Okay, so the ability to fly is outrageously good. I don't think remote bullets are that good at all, but let's do it because we have so much money. I got no problems here. I could have, you know, chafe grenade does allow you to steal, but like, just to be honest, we have like unlimited money anyway. This feels like the beholster to me. Told you. I knew I was gonna get hit. I actually, in my head, I started to be like, we gotta change guns, because I'm just putting so many bullets on the screen that I'm gonna confuse myself. But now we might as well roll it. Please reload. Please reload. I mean, who cares? Use a blank, right? Might as well save yourself some HP. And this is not even close to catastrophic. We still did pretty well on the boss fight. We got Table Tech Blank, which as far as I'm... Oh, Table Tech Money, which is actually way better. I was going to say, as far as I'm concerned, Table Tech Blank is one of the only useful Table Techs. But Table Tech Money is definitely my favorite of all the Table Techs. Now, this is unnecessary, what we're doing right here, but I thought, you know what, if we got the chance, why not take a look? Oh, because of remote control bullets, our rolls are actually good with this. Why not take a chance, see what we got going on? By the way, we'll look. Gotta take a peek. I did, you know, it's a weird situation, because I want to buy stuff from the shop. Not that we have money right now anyway, but, well, okay. I want to buy stuff from the shop, but simultaneously, like, there's no point, because what we have is already very, very good. So, I don't want you to think that I'm just wasting my money. I mean, I spent all of it there. But, at the same time, like, why on earth would I go for, you know, the Siren, when we've already got a pretty incredible setup of weapons, you know? Rather save the money and hope that we get something a little bit more specifically advantageous a little bit later. But I'm excited, you know, my parents are coming. I have a very good relationship with my parents. It's nice, I've talked about it before, but, you know, one of my favorite quotes is... You know, I'll paraphrase because I don't remember it, even though it's my favorite quote. It's like, you know, when I was 14, my dad was a dumb idiot. I was struck by his dumbness. He was a fool. And then when I was, you know, 24, I was struck by how much smarter the man had gotten in only 10 years. And of course, if you think about the quote for more than half a second, you realize it's not the father who's gotten smarter in all likelihood. I don't know, he might be taking night class or something, but that's against the spirit of the quote. It's that the, you know, by finally, well, as you get older, your parents get smarter because you're smart enough to appreciate their intelligence, if that makes sense. Now, it's probably not true for everybody. Can't pick your parents, you know? Not everybody's got an admirable family unit out there, but definitely, I never thought my parents were stupid. But, you know, I did have that kind of, like, you know, young adult smarminess. I was like, I got it all figured out. Now I got older, I'm like, yo, you guys, you've been working hard for a long time. So, like, also, thank you. And it's nice because, you know, when you're, I mean, my mom, she had me when she was probably, like, 23, so pretty young. But, like, when I was 10, you know, my mom was in her 30s. You're not peers. When I was 20, my mom was in her 40s. Not really peers. You know, when you're 20, you're like a very young adult. 40-year-olds look like they're ancient. You're like, that's when life ends. And the next 50 years is just a slow downward spiral. It's a very youthful way to look at things. By the way, I have not been looking at the rat floor at all. We're looking for rats, I should say, at all. But now, you know, I'm 30. My parents are in their early 50s. And I'm like, we're kind of peers now. For the last few years, like when we've been hanging out, I've been like, I mean, obviously they're older than I am. They have different priorities and they're at a different point in their life. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, we can talk about like adult stuff. And it's not like, you know, my parents are not looking at me like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not looking at my parents like, you know, they built the system. We're building the system together now. If that makes sense. So I always like it. I get a new perspective on it every time they're here, or every time we're there. You know, I don't see eye to eye with my parents on every issue, for sure. But on many I do. It's always nice to talk about it, you know, and even about serious stuff, you know, with that kind of that kind of safety net of like, you know, we're family and like close family. It's not like your uncle's like, you know, talking about politics and you're like, I never have to see this guy again if I don't want to. If that makes sense. Okay, this is a rat room, thank God. You know what was encouraging is when Austin and I played Gungeon on the show the other day, and he told me that sometimes he doesn't pay attention to where the rat room is and then has to spend 10 or 15 minutes looking for it. It's nice to know even a god can bleed. So I'll tell you, I would still like... Oh, dude. I've been told the gunner is better than I give it credit for. I would still like to get a good... Yo, the roll is so good. I would still like to get a great boss killer. Let's not even call it a good boss killer. Let's call it what we want. We want, like... You know, I'm trying to think. A Hyperlight Drifter might be okay. I mean, we're very... dumb. We're very dumb. That's what that is. We're pretty unlikely to miss against the second phase of the rat. Against the first phase of the rat, yeah. He does that jump several times during the fight that does make it certainly plausible we could miss him. I don't even want to talk about this room. It looks a little brother. Spam in chat, please. Always. Safety always off. Real talk, we might just want to use the AK-47 as our boss killer. Although the fat line was also doing some serious damage. Ooh. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like... Oh, wait. This feels like a... No? I feel like we only need like 10 ammo in this gun for it to be... You know, 99% useful. The question, I guess, is more along the lines of, like, what's better DPS? This or the fat line. I think it's probably the fat line. But there's also an added element, as much as it makes me sound like a baby, an added element of, like, the fat line I do think makes the boss's shots harder to dodge. Probably the fastest I've ever blanked in my entire life there. I saw the shots appear right in front of me and I was like, oh no. Alright, dude, Sunlight Javelin. Definitely not good enough to be our super boss killer, but... No, I mean, I'm not upset by it. I'm dumb, by the way, dude, I'm dumb. We need at least a blank. Probably 2, so forget buying the Huntsman. I totally forgot what floor we were on, but thankfully we're, you know, financially very well off. Lucky, very lucky. Thank you. So you just fly me down here. And so far, I had very little to complain about. I think we have adequate boss killing capabilities. Hello, Ruka. Our smoke alarms have been making a weird noise today. Not like a beep, but like a... Ruka, you can't be there, buddy. Like a weird, like, clicking noise, like... Some kind of electrical... I know people hit you with the Monka S when they think it's, like, electrical, but... Not electrical in the sense that, like... You know, it's dangerous. Just like a weird little current going through it. And it's the most minor sound, but this cat has been freaking out all day. He's hiding in the corner of my office right now. Up, right? Up, right, up. Please. Decent. Up. This is not bad. Stay frosty. There's more! I walked into him. Is still alive. Oh my god. So this is a right. Okay, this is probably the toughest room here. I honestly thought I had the coverage, but that's fine. Yikes. Okay, that was good. Up, right, up. Up. You gotta love it. My favorite room. Right. This one's not too bad, usually. Just that one bad moment. Okay. Well, let's think about this. I think we want fill up on that. This will get another 350 bullets back, which is also, I mean, it's good enough to, or 250, sorry. I'm just thinking, you want Smiley's revolver, Hyperlight Drifter hasn't done anything, Blunderbuss kind of sucks, Goner gets 10 ammo, okay, so we'll take the other 100 bullets for this. And I think, I'm not sold yet. I really wish we had a spacebar item as well. I actually think that I've undersold this. I think this could be a little trickier than you might expect. Terrible dodge. Don't let one get in your head too much. That one, not that terrible. You're gonna have to hit him at some point. That's something I haven't stressed enough. At some point, if you want this guy to die, your bullets are gonna have to collide with him. That was, dude, that's honestly just an extremely good indicator of the fact that the fat line is real nice for us. Okay. It still could be a little close, but we're gonna try, obviously. And I tend to be better off on phase 2. I gotta say, I underestimated the value of remote bullets plus this. I forgot the name of the item, so I'm just gonna call it what it is. Flying chair. Okay, this is where you would like to blank in many circumstances, but without that power, that's real bad. But also not totally unexpected, to be honest. So the Sunlight Javelin may well be a better choice, but it's a little less set it and forget it. As a result, I'm just going for the hold left click to kill option. More of that, please. So we're gonna be fine. Now it's about punch out. We want to get at least 4 keys, please. Here's 1. Okay, give me counters. Not a counter, but I'm gonna get you low regardless. Not a counter, but I'm gonna get you low regardless. We got cocky last time. That's a counter. Okay, hold him there. Nah. Please. Okay, worth it. Now hang tight. Extremely good. Now don't get hit. Good. I don't know if we have 4, but this is way better. Just send them. Probably should have countered that one. Dude, did we get 6? Ah! Oh, baby! What have we done? I don't know if that's 6. It might just be 5. Still. Riddle of Lead. I remember. It's like an all stats up. Third-party controller. Potion of lead skin when we can actually use the spacebar item. Mad cats. Dude, get out of here. I don't care about you. Oh, baby. Alright, I feel so much better now. Right, Rukan? Just, yeah, hang out in the box, my man. Don't freak out, okay? It's just a little electrical noise, dude. You're such a big, strong cat. You got no reason to freak out. Just because of a little click, click, click. You know what I mean? It's alright. He's a little rattled. I know these don't work down here. We're just looking to see if there's a mimic. That's a 1 and a 2. Too many good spacebar items. And a 3. And a 4. And I don't know. Are we the rat now? Take my Guan stones. All I remember about Riddle of Lead is that I think it's one of the best items in the game. We have to think about what to drop. I don't know. I think, honestly, I'm going to drop Table Tech money. It doesn't it doesn't actively help us, like, kill enemies. It's also, it's so wide. I don't know if it'll fit through the door. There we go. And that's not to say to any, extent that is bad. It's actually amazing. It's just not, I think, good enough. So we're probably going to focus on partially eaten cheese here. Right, Rukan? And really, I couldn't ask for a better punch. Well, I mean, you can get 6, but apart from that, I couldn't ask for a better punch-out than that. I'm just seeing what I want to use for guns. Honestly, it's like a quality of life thing. I know the heroin is a great gun, but at the same time, I want to use the Emmentaler because the Emmentaler doesn't require charging. That means a lot for me. I would love to use a different gun, but I think that the Emmentaler is... I mean, we use it a lot when we get down to this point. Just let me have my fun for a floor or so. I don't know what else we would use. We've also used the fat line a lot on this run. Dude, the speed is out of control. I know we got a lot of keys, but, you know, it's the principle of the matter. It's unity. More guns you have, the more damage you do. So this is the first Gungeon run in close to a week where I've actually felt like I've done a good job. That's sincere, unfortunately. And that's not really, it's not all my fault. Oh my god, just roll right into him. You know, Daisuke runs, they're gonna make you look worse than you are at the game. But, you know, that's kind of, I wanted a little bit of a refresh here, just to be like, alright, I'm good at Gungeon. Maybe not the best player that's ever walked the earth, but good enough to not be embarrassed most of the time. Honestly, those dudes that come out from the ground might actually be like my least favorite enemy in the whole game. I hate, and I think it's like the Blobulin hangover. But, help. There we go. I just hate enemies that seemingly pop out of nowhere. Ruin your life. Okay, I'm definitely ready for the boss fight. And dude, I gotta be honest, there's a lot of stuff to like about this run. One of the things I like about it the most is that it really taught me the value of fat line as far as DPS goes. And apparently, if we use all of our spacebar items in conjunction with one another, like nothing on this run could possibly stop us. We should be using fat line instead of Emmentaler. I think we got, did we get HP from the synthesizer or did we just pick it up? The thing with the fat line, okay, so the reason I'm not going to use it for now is just because it does go through ammo pretty quickly. And, you know, again, don't shoot the messenger. There's, like, nothing worth buying. You know, it's the kind of, it's the thing, you know, when you're already getting so many good items, what do you buy at the shop? Yeah, you got infinite money because people are giving you stuff for free. But, like, what's the point, you know? Infinite money, but you got nothing to buy with it. Because you don't need anything. Not that I'm, you know, complaining, because, like, I'd be pretty ignorant on this run, but you get what I mean, I think. Yeah, this'll work. So let's go back with the fat line. And we just want to be able to use pretty much everything against these guys. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. I was just wondering when the cheese was going to end. Then we get lead skin. Then the cheese is ready to go when lead skin's done. Then we go back to lead skin. And lead skin's ready to go when the cheese is done. Alright, it's a very solid setup. Void Core Shotgun is just, you know, it's an item that exists. That's its value for us right now. Now the thing is, if that combo that we just did works on bosses, there's no reason to believe it wouldn't work I really thought the secret room would be here. There's no reason to believe it wouldn't work on every other room. It's more just like, do you want to deal with that hassle on every other room? And the answer to that question is, we don't need to, dude. What's the point of having infinite resources if you don't use it to lower your hassle, you know? Light hexagon, I like it, to be honest. Might be a little bit too underpowered for where we're at in the game. And it's kind of the same principle here. Is like there's no real point to taking anything because we're already unbelievably stacked. We might as well save up just in case there's a 5,000 casing item in our future that's like unbelievably great. I have a map. Or I have everything, I should say. Dude, okay, better damage against jammed enemies and also bosses. And we're pretty much extremely set. It doesn't really get much more guaranteed than this. And how would I rate my performance on the run? I mean, we started with an unbelievably good item. So you have to keep that in mind. But we also, I wouldn't say we did everything right. But we did almost, we did more than well enough. Is kind of the most unbiased way that I can look at it, I guess. I mean, we went through several floors without taking a hit. Didn't flawless the ammo conda, but that's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's also not unusual to have fun with anyone, I'm told. But when I see you hanging around with anyone, it's not, well, it is unusual to see me cry, you know? Unless I'm at a Marvel movie. In which case, the pathos is off the charts, so what do you want me to do? I mean, it's surprising absolutely nobody. If we see the boss, we will fight the boss. We will kill the boss. I'm hesitating to say this, but I do also think sorry about that. There is a chance we may flawless the boss, which is why I'm buying a blank when I normally would not consider that for a split second down here. It's not really that our like DPS is so good we'll kill the boss quickly. It's much more that I literally think if we just use our spacebar items as soon as they're off cooldown, like actually nothing could stop us. Trying to make sure that we notice when Potion of Lead Skin is actually done. That's my bad, should have reloaded way faster there. Well, obviously we're not cheese anymore, so let's pop this. Cheese is good to go again. Reload, pop the cheese. Okay, this is the only hard one, sincerely. Because cheese is not ready. Send them. Okay, get back in the rhythm. Lead skin. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. I think we might have popped it a little early that we definitely popped it a lot early that time, but that's okay. Gun's empty. Honestly, toss me the AK-47. As soon as you see the Potion of Lead Skin is done, maybe even before you see the Potion of Lead Skin is done, we're going to be popping this cheese. They don't make fights too much easier than this. But trust me, I'm not complaining. Dude, we flawless the advanced dragon. Let's focus on what we did here. Flawless advanced dragon, 5-key punch-out fight. This might be the best Gungeon run we've ever had. Yeah, we started with AK-47. We finished with AK-47 too. So, objectively, we have confirmed the Amoconda is the hardest boss in Enter the Gungeon. This is a great run. I feel like I got a little bit more confidence underneath me. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. And I will see you next time. Ah, boom.